What's up everyone, this is your boy James and I am back with another video for you guys today. And today I just want to do a reaction video, especially when it comes to with the specific topics when it comes to with healing, personal growth, and relationships. So when it comes to with those kind of topics as well, especially when it comes to with healing and personal growth and relationships, not just with ourselves but also with life in general as well, when it comes to what we're going through and connecting with others and so on and so forth. And a really interesting video just really popped up on my feed today too, just really scrolling through social media trying to see what's up, what's going on in the world too. And this video popped up by Tara Brach, and for those who don't know who Tara Brach is, she's a really popular figure in the personal growth and spiritual communities too, or should I say the personal growth and spiritual and wellness communities. So when it comes to with this video, and especially when it comes to with finding safety and connection with others, it's really important to really just do that. And I don't want to try to be preachy out there too or anything like that. Let me rephrase that. It's just when it comes to finding safety with connection and connecting with others too, just really finding that sense of safety, it's really important to really just doing that, especially with people that you can really just can relate to, that you really feel comfortable with, especially when it comes to with just like in general, when it comes to with family and friends, or even just like with people too who really get you and you can really just feel safe around too, especially if you're a man, if you're a woman as well. So when it comes to with finding safety and connect, and when it comes to connecting with others, just really doing that for ourselves too. And even just like when it comes to just really connecting with others too, when it comes to finding that sense of safety, it's just really I know it's essential to really just doing that when it comes to for our own personal growth, for our overall health, and especially when it comes to what's happening right now too in today's still fast-paced kind of world, or should I say chaotic and fast-paced kind of world too. It's just things are crazier now more than ever when it comes to in certain places like America, for example, as well. And just really finding that sense of safety when it comes to with connecting with others, especially if you're passionate about certain things, or if you're just want to just connect for a powerful cause when it comes to with healing, with personal growth, with relationships, or just like with entertainment or education, wherever that may be too. Just really when it comes to with finding safety, and when it comes to with connecting with others that can really just connect with on a heart-to-heart kind of basis too, really connecting with our heart chakras with that as well. I just really feel that is really important too, and especially when it comes to with Tara Brach's video as well. I don't want to butcher her title when it comes to with her video. All credit goes to her as well when it comes to with her and her team. And if you guys ever want to see the original video and just not listening to my should I say comments and opinions and feelings about this video too, you're more than welcome to check out the original video, which will be linked in the description below. So if you guys ever want to check it out for yourselves, you're more than welcome to do so. But if anyone who's just new to my channel, and for those who like listening to my commentary when it comes to with doing reaction videos, you're more than welcome to listen and just really sharing your own feelings and thoughts about what I'm about to share when it comes to from my own experience and feelings and thoughts and opinions about when it comes to Tara Brach's video too. So without further ado, I'm going to play this video. It's not really long too, so I'm going to keep it I say kind of brief too when it comes to with this video. And disclaimer too, this reaction video is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. So if you got something from this, if you learned something, if you have enjoyed it as well, that's cool. So without further ado, let's get this party started.
There's a story from one African tribe. When someone violates the rules and customs, they call together a gathering of all the members and form one great circle. That person's in the middle. Everyone in the tribe tells that person what is good about them, stories about good, kind, generous things they've done in their life. This ritual recitation can last for several days, and when over, the circle's broken and everyone celebrates as that person feels they're welcome to the tribe again. It's just an example of a ritual, but it can be much simpler. As one woman came to me, and her son was, struggling with some disabilities, early 20s, and she was so afraid he wouldn't find his niche in life. And she said, should I pray for him and imagine him surrounded by white light, or what? She's just really scared that his life wasn't going to work out. And my suggestion was really simple, which is just meditate on his goodness. Just see what it is you love about him, and just keep remembering that. It's so contagious when we see each other's light and in some way mirror that back. It's the greatest gift we can do. So whether we do it with our children, our parents, or our friends, or in some way we let them know, I love you and here's why. Here's what's beautiful about you. We all need that reminder. Refuge and Sangha in love. We need to know how to hold ourselves, our inner life also. One story Gils Fromsdale tells us from his book, A Monastery Within. An engineer who visited the monastery regularly tried all sorts of different practices, but nothing seemed to overcome this chronic unhappiness. So he couldn't seem to find a way out, and finally the abbess decided to approach it differently and gave him a special practice, one he had to do outside of the monastery for 2 years. When he repeated, he could then come back for deeper teachings. And this was the practice. He was volunteering 10 hours a week at a maternity ward at a hospital, holding babies who were born prematurely. Without enough physical contact, they couldn't grow healthily. So he plunged in and he'd hold these fragile little beings ever so carefully, watching their every breath.
That's powerful.
They're sensing the danger to stop breathing. And what he found most effective was to hold them very gently against his own chest. He was asking what they needed. 6 months passed. He felt something new, a little spot of warmth and softness in the very center of his being. It was foreign, didn't fit his ideas of himself, so he ignored it, not thinking it out. And that's good, because it would have interfered with the warmth, because he was thinking. Over months, the warmth expanded to fill his whole body and gradually dissolved the dark, hardened wall around his heart. He completed his time, returned. The abbess saw he was transformed, no longer desperate, no longer trying to fit everything into a conceptual framework. Her new instructions: when you meditate, don't think about what is happening. Rather, let your awareness be seated in the tender warmth you feel in your body. If you do this, any other meditation practice you do will be fruitful. And the man found this to be true. This is refuge in love. We're talking about the second refuge. We take refuge in love in our external relationships. We take refuge by holding the parts of our own being that are fragile and scared with tenderness, and by paying attention to that warmth, that tenderness in our hearts, so that we're actually sitting in and allowing it to fill our whole being. Refuge in love. So I'll invite you to reflect for a moment, as we did with refuge in truth. And as I mentioned, these are we're going to lead in from these reflections right into our ceremony. So in this one, you're reflecting on refuge in Sangha or love. And just to begin by sensing in an outer way, what are the relationships that are teaching you, that are growing you? Are there individual relationships where you feel like your hearts are waking up, where you're relating more and more consciously and intentionally? Are there groups you're in that are helping to awaken this heart space? Where are you taking refuge in Sangha in your life right now? And as you reflect on this, you might sense your intention to deepen your commitment there, to continue in this journey of finding refuge that could be so radically healing and freeing. Mary Oliver writes, so every day, I was surrounded by the beautiful crying forth of the ideas of God, one of which was you. Can we see that light, that God, that sacredness in each other?
That was deep. Yeah, that was a powerful video, and especially when it comes to what Tara Brach was talking about when it comes to with finding that sense of Sangha. And for those who don't know what Sangha means in Sanskrit, when it comes to with the Buddhist teachings, it really just means community or just like company. And just like when it comes to finding that sense of Sangha or community, as you guys say too, when it comes to just really breaking it down for those who don't understand what Sangha means in Sanskrit, it's just really finding that sense of community when it comes to with connecting with others and connecting with others, for a specific cause too, especially if you're passionate about certain things or if you just really just feel comfortable and safe with people who really just understand each other as a community too. And especially if you're men, if you're women, if you're black, if you're white, if you're Latino, etc., Latina, etc. too, or just like Hispanic also, just really getting the phrases right too. But like when it comes to if you're Latino, Hispanic, if you're black, if you're white, if you're European, or if you're Asian too, or certain parts, if you're from certain parts of Asia, that's beautiful. Finding that sense of Sangha and community is really powerful, especially nowadays too. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to just pull a wool of your eye or anything like that. But it's a pretty damn crazy fucking world out there too, especially nowadays. Not just like in person, but also online as well. When it comes to on social media, you'll see a lot of crazy shit on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and especially with YouTube. Just like certain people bringing each other down, just trying to like get one up on someone, trying to, whatever kind of, pernicious kind of intentions are too, when it comes to how certain people will just, do what's the most craziest things just to get clout or to really just get on over with someone too. And I've experienced that before too, when it comes to with certain communities that, trying to put me down and trying to put some create like a bad name for myself too out there in certain communities. But that didn't stop me from just really creating that kind of sense of Sangha when it comes to, or I should say, community for people who we can really just relate to, we can really just understand each other, appreciate each other, and to really just be there for each other too when it comes to just pursuing our goals. If we want to just pursue our goals, when it comes to with the desires that we have to, when it comes to with our passions and our careers and our talents too, when it comes to with that, but also as well just really appreciating each other too, seeing the goodness in someone too, despite if they make mistakes or if they just going through a hard time as well, and just really being there for each other in a really genuine and healthy way, and especially just really holding space for them too, and just really making them feel welcomed if they choose to do so. Feel comfortable with that when it comes to with creating that sense of community too, or should I say Sangha in Sanskrit. And especially when it comes especially when it comes to just like in these times right now too, it's just really important to really just doing that, especially now when it comes to in certain parts of the world are crazier than ever. It's chaotic. People are just, say the most craziest and ridiculous things, trying to put people down, criticizing them because of their race, their gender, and it's just crazy out there too. And I know I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to sugarcoat shit either when it comes to with that. I have my moments where I'm talking shit about someone, but it's not like I'm trying to talk shit for the most dangerous reasons. It's just probably a reason they're probably just doing like certain behaviors that they are hurting people. That's where I talk shit. If you guys could relate to that as well, if someone's talking shit about someone in a really an unhealthy and disrespectful way, I kind of like just go in on them too. But when it comes to with that as well, at least I'm honest about myself when it comes to who I am as a man. I'm not perfect. I do my best to really just be a genuine human being, and even just with connecting with others too, who are passionate about certain things, who appreciate each other too for who they are, whether they're black, if they're white, if they're Latina, Hispanic, if they're Asian, if they're European, etc. And I just really find that beautiful, that people can really just doing that too, especially if they're again, if they're passionate about certain topics and certain things in their life too, when it comes to from art to sexuality to gaming to spirituality to wellness to personal growth, etc. And like with me too, that's kind of like, I think it is my passion too, when it comes to just really creating that sense of community for people, can really just be themselves, and can really just be in the space where they can really just grow and thrive and support each other too, wherever they are too in the world. If they're in Europe, if you're in America, if they're in South America, if they're in Hawaii, if they're in certain parts of Asia or Africa or wherever in the world too, Middle East especially, can't forget that too. So wherever they are in the world too, from the Middle East to Africa, South America, North America, Canada, Hawaii, certain parts of Europe and Asia and Australia too. It's like, in the communities that I want to just create, I just really want to just really creating that kind of space for people too. And if you guys like what I'm doing too, when it comes to with creating the Blissful Heroes community and making awesome content for you guys to really just enjoy and to learn from on a regular basis, that's cool. And especially when it comes to with Tara Brock's video too, I'm going to post a link to the video in the description below, but also too for anyone who's a yogi enthusiast or a connoisseur, if you want to just put that out there. If you guys want to learn more about Sangha and what it really means too, I'll make sure to post a definition of it too in the description below as well. So with that being said, that is a conclusion of my reaction to Tara Brock's video. Or should I say Tara Brock's video too? I'm not quite sure I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't want to butcher her name. Tara Brock is a cool human being, in my opinion. Yeah, she's really cool. I really love her stuff. I even listen to her podcast all the time too. So when it comes to with this stuff, her content that she produces out there on Apple, iTunes, or you just like on YouTube as well, it's really cool stuff. So yeah, that's basically it when it comes to just with this video. I try to keep it short and sweet, but hopefully it's not too long. So when it comes to with that, and for anyone else too who is listening, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, living your best lives, and connecting with people who really understand you and appreciate you and want to support you and see the best of you too. When it comes to if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're black, if you're European, if you're Hispanic, or if you're just from the Middle East, certain parts of Asia, or wherever you are too in the world. So I thank you guys for watching, and you guys take care, and many blessings.